Okay, here's my commentary on the whole Ignatieff thing today. All right. After about 20 minutes or 15 minutes of listening to him, I was completely out the window because all he does is bullshits. And and I was wondering, if they send these politicians to special bullshit schools or classes or something where they learn how to use all the same propaganda techniques they use in the written media, but just verbally, like the glittering generalities. And what was it, Sam, that he was saying about something that nobody could disagree with? You remember what it was?
That Ignatieff said?
Yeah, something about the unity of mankind.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, how the diversity and the unity of Canada, and it's like, who can be against that,
Exactly. That's the kind of language he used. So it reminded me a lot of Obama when Obama was on the trail.
He's basically
he's doing the same thing, but he would just say a whole bunch of stuff that make everybody feel really good, but he's not really saying anything. And then when it comes down to it, if he gets elected, he's not going to deliver on any of it because he didn't really promise anything. So what's he going to deliver on? And the thing about pulling out of Afghanistan 2011, you're saying, well, we've made a commitment, we have to stay there. And now I hear that actually we have a commitment to 2011, but then we have some other kind of commitment until 2013. And anyway, he says, we're going to get to 2011 because of our commitment. And I was thinking, and then we're going to make another commitment. Because it's just like Obama saying, well, I'm going to pull the troops out, and then actually I'm going to send in, another 30,000, and then now we're going to go into here, and we're going to go in there, and maybe now we're going to go into Yemen. And they just keep stringing the public along, and it really makes you wonder, like, how gullible is the public? I think people should be throwing tomatoes at people like this at this point. Like, enough is enough. Stop bullshitting us.
It mustn't end in Armageddon. It must end in peace and mutual recognition. And so it's actually the unity of Canada on this issue that matters to me more than anything else. That's where I put my emphasis as a public figure. And in Parliament, I can't just vote for good objectives. I have to vote for a bill I can vote for. The details don't work. I'll just give you one example of why C-311 was problematic. You got to have a federal government that believes in those values, that's committed to those values, wants to keep this show on the road, wants to keep us together, wants to make the unity, the union of our people deeper and stronger and more enduring. And all of that requires an economy built on knowledge, innovation, daring, courage, all the qualities and values that are in this room. For the question, I think what's needed here is federal leadership. We've had for 4 years a government that has done strictly nothing about this issue. I think that what we need is a federal government that says, here are the environmental rules of the road. Period. We've got a government that's basically said for 4 years, let's wait for the Americans. We've handed the entire environmental policy of a sovereign country called Canada over to the United States. And I'm as pro-American a guy as you're ever going to find in Canadian politics, but even I think it's wrong. It feels like a very, very painful trip into a political cul-de-sac. Prorogation, shutting down Parliament. Mr. Harper gambled on the cynicism of the Canadian people. He thought no one would care if he shut down Parliament. And he turned out to have gambled wrong. It's been rather, in a way, kind of inspiring 10 days in Canadian politics. People don't like the idea that Prime Minister should shut down Parliament, not once but twice, within a year. And what they don't like about it is, A, that it was done sneaky on New Year's Eve when they thought no one was watching. Secondly, they don't like it because they think he's got some questions to answer about the Afghan detainees, and he's using prorogation to avoid answering those questions. Third, they don't like it because he's just come back from Copenhagen with empty hands and bought a fake story about his environmental policy. But they also don't like it for much more basic reasons, which is, in our idea of democracy, it is Parliament that's sovereign, not the Prime Minister.